Hello everybody, my name is Olsef and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR 25 Career Mode. In the last episode we did two more races, managed to finish top 5 in week 6 at Kansas, a mile-and-a-half track, and 17th at North Wilkesboro. Despite having a terrible race, we still managed to finish in the top 20. And today we're here at Charlotte for the second mile-and-a-half of the season, and let me tell you, this is not going to go as well as Kansas. I'm just going to spoil it right now. But man, this race had me actually shocked of how difficult it was. So, like I said, the difficulty was still pretty high for the Kansas race. But I went back and changed a couple of things, very, very, very minute stuff, but raised everything a little bit more. And for the life of me here in practice, this is already not a great sign. I was not able to run full speed through the corners at all, whereas other drivers were able to just blow by me and stuff like that. So it was very, very disheartening and very worrying to see that happen, to be honest with you. But you can see even with, like, the only way that I was able to even remotely get close to full speeding it through the corners was by having a 50% loose setup.
Any handling comments there in that run?
And I'm not sure if it was just the handling for me or if it was just like the fact that the level 4 engine wasn't helping me anymore, really. So we did get finally get a best lap there, but did not make the top 25. It is what it is, you know. We'll advance on to qualifying, see if I can get anything better, but it's going to be very difficult.
Qualifying, here we go.
We keep it on the 25% loose setup, though, because that is really the only thing that's a balance between too loose and not loose enough, which makes sense, but at the same time, like, I feel like it shouldn't be this hard to full speed on the bottom of the racetrack without pushing up the racetrack like that. But it is what it is, you know. We don't have the top engine yet, so maybe I should just be expecting to run top 30, top 25 every week. But man, oh man, it's really sucks when even like the slower AI is able to get past you because they're able to run the corners better than you can.
Good effort.
So we qualify 29th.
On getting you better for the race.
Literally nothing in the car at all. Brendan Queen gets another pole. Not really surprising. Austin Green isn't in this game, so they can't... Well, he's not in the ARCA series, so they can't make him dominate this race, but he did win Charlotte in real life, if you didn't know that. Shout out to Austin Green. But I think Brendan Queen pretty much won every single other mile-and-a-half track on the schedule this year in ARCA. It's not really surprising that he's up there. But we get it started once again. I'll remind you we're on 101 difficulty.
Go, go, go. One outside.
And we start all the way out back looking for a top 25 finish. Anything better than that will be impressive in my books. So the level 4 engine letting me down on the straightaways here, but in the corner we're able to get by a bunch of people here. Already a much more encouraging sign than practice in qualifying that we're able to actually pass some people in the corners. But you'll see it all throughout this race. I'm getting massively gained on the straightaways, and that's, I don't think entirely because of my engine, but it has to have something to do with it, because I have to be right up behind someone to get a draft down the straightaway here. But if someone is like remotely in the same line as me and is like 6 car lengths back, they can immediately draft up to my back end and almost get past me. So, but it's fine, it's fine. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining too much and it just being a skill issue, because it probably is in the end, but it is incredibly annoying when this is happening, just to me. But we end up getting up into the top 25, and we're still making spots up. We get to the bottom of Caleb Costner, in the 93, bottom of Eloy Falcon.
Clear high.
Eloy Falcone in the 2 car.
1 high.
Right here, just a complete mistake by me. I tried to get all the way on the gas here, let off just a little bit of the steering and kind of drive the 48 up into the wall.
20 to go now.
And he was kind of pissed at me after the race. The AI was, but you know, I can see where he's coming from there. That was kind of not a great move by me, but
1 high.
we're almost in the top 20 already. Down to the bottom of Takamakoga in the 12 car. Sending it down into turn 3. We start to get a little bit tight, and that's when I have to let off in the middle of the corner. That's why the lap times were so terrible in practice and qualifying, because I'm having to let off midway through the corner, and right there, that was a very opportunistic move on Alex Club. I'm very surprised that the AI gave me the lane there, but they did.
Stay low.
So we're able to draw alongside the 03 car down into 3 and 4.
Stay low.
And we just barely sneak by the 03 out of the corner. And now we're here with our buddy from North Wilkesboro. This time it's for position. And he's not a lap down. We go to the inside of Brayton Laster down the front stretch. He pinches me down to the double white line, side by side down the front stretch. Great run on the inside of Brayton Laster. We're able to get by him into turn number 1. And now here comes the battle of all battles here with Michael Maples. The first move comes to the inside. It was a little bit early. I'm honestly surprised that I was able to draw alongside him here, but we do the side draft down into 3 and 4. I try to keep it on the bottom. The rear end starts to kick out just a little bit. I have to let off even more. The 99 kind of gives me some slack there, and then down the front stretch on the next lap, he's able to just draft right up behind me, even though we were pretty close to each other. I try to close off the bottom line, but he's there, right alongside me now.
Stay high.
On my inside as we head down into turns 3 and 4. I go right on his door in the outside lane, manage somehow to keep my foot in it, and we don't quite clear out of turn number 4. And then coming down the front stretch, we got a lap car in front. Gonna go 3 wide in between the lap car. We make it stick. And then right here, the back end starts to get out from underneath me. We get a tap from Michael Maples and manage to get it down to the bottom of the racetrack. He ends up getting out of the gas for me. Very nice of him there, to be honest with you. But now we clear into the 17th spot, and that is where we stay. And manage to come home with a solid top 20 finish. Second straight 17th place finish in a row, with Brendan Queen taking home the victory. Pretty impressive there from a guy who probably should be dead in terms of his Talladega wreck. And there's your top 10. What? Look at that. Will Kimmel in the top 10. How about that for the 69 car? Pretty good there. And there's the rest of the top 20. Cletus McFarland makes an appearance in the 15th spot. Take another look at the replay here. This is side-by-side with AJ Moyer. Down into turn 1, we're going to get to the inside of Moyer and Ed Pompa, past both of them in the corner. Then we're going to get to the back end, and this is my little mistake here. Just let off the steering for a second and kind of put the 48 in the wall there. Down the front stretch. And he ends up almost passing me back down the front stretch. That's how fast they are compared to me. We're able to hang on to the back end of the 12 car coming out of turn 2. Get to the inside of him. Side by side into 3. And we send it in there and manage to pass the 12 car in 3. And then right here, this is just a bonsai move underneath the 03 of Alex Club. Once again, thank you to the AI, or the makers of the AI, for allowing them to kind of give you some room there. Because realistically, you probably wouldn't have given me the lane, but I was barely there, so able to come away with that and not wreck. And this is into 3 and 4, battling it out with Brayton Laster on the inside of Brayton, down the front stretch, side by side, coming across the start-finish line. And then down into the corner, we're able to pass him. Turns 1 and 2 is definitely my my spot for making passes. Then here's our battle here with Michael Maples. Switch back to the inside on him. We go to the bottom of the racetrack. And manage to clear him. And then down the front stretch here, you can see he gets a big run on me. Gets to the inside. I didn't block to the bottom quick enough there. He gets to my inside. He goes side by side into 1. And I squeeze down on him. Still side by side coming out of turn 2. Then down the front stretch, this is between us and the lap car. Down into the corner. We actually didn't get a tap from the 99. Car just got really loose. I promise you, it definitely felt like I got a tap from the 99 car there, but didn't end up getting a tap, and then he pushes me, helps me down into 3, gives me a little bit of a bump, and we move up the track and almost into the wall. And we're able to clear off of turn number 4. And right here, still getting a run on me down the front stretch. This time I'm able to block it all the way to the top side of the racetrack. And we're able to hold off the 99 car, despite getting very loose there in turn number 2. So we end up getting a 190 rep for lap speed, surprisingly. 0 rep for anything outside of practice, which is kind of insane. Jake Finch, once again, giving me props. Thank you, Jake Finch. You're doing well as well. Brad Smith, totally understand why he's mad with me. Sometimes I don't understand like what the AI thing is. Like if you barely touch them, sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, you hit me." Oh, no. That time I totally get it. But we do our normal stuff here, do the recommended actions, and we get to do we get another sponsorship offer. So that's the second one in only a matter of races, which is kind of crazy. I'm sad that I'm gonna have to put this BBQ, this fish, what is it, Big Fish BBQ scheme to rest so quickly, because I actually kind of like the way it looks, but it is what it is. We head on to week 9 of 19, so almost halfway through the season already. And yet another 1.5 miles. This one is definitely a super speedway, though. You're able to go flat out completely, and that's going to work to my advantage significantly. Or at least that's what I was thinking heading into the weekend. I was like, if this is anything like Kansas, we're going to be able to compete for a top 5 on raw pace alone. And, you know, we'll see if that happens or not.
Fire this thing up and let's get out there.
I don't want to spoil anything for this one.
Okay,
so we head out for practice.
Bring it in for an adjustment if you need to.
My goals now are definitely to get my rep points up so that I'm eligible for a Truck Series opportunity. So I'm just trying to get as much sponsor rep as I can. So on our second lap, we're able to improve. So on our first 2 laps, we actually meet the goal and then improve on it even more. So right here, we're just going to pull off to the side and end practice early because we don't really need to get anything more than that. End practice in the 20th spot. And once again, Brendan Queen just dominating the 1.5 miles so far this season. I don't think he's lost a single one yet. Or a single, like, practice or qualifying session. It's pretty scary how consistent he is on the 1.5 miles.
Time to go, buddy.
And we get the car started for qualifying.
Don't hold back now. Let's get a good starting position. Stay on your blend line here.
And
this one counts. Let's go.
coming back to the line. shouldn't be too hard to make it into the top 25 here. And despite kind of getting loose in turns 1 and 2, we make the sponsor goal, qualify 23rd, and once again, Brennan Queen just whooping the entire field. Will Kimmel qualifying 5th in Michigan. That's crazy. He's looking for 2 straight top 6 finishes. And we get it kicked off here at Michigan.
Let us know what
Got it going with a neutral setup. And we change it to 25% loose.
10 away. There's the green flag.
And we give it the green flag start coming across the line. Once again, we're getting absolutely trounced on the straightaways, but in the corners we're able to make up a bunch of ground, so we managed to pass Corey Day and I think it was Brayton Laster on the top side if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was. We managed to pass them 3 wide. We get to the bottom of somebody there. I didn't quite see who that was. Now we're looking for a move on Cole Raz, who is top 6 or top 7 at Kansas, and we get to the bottom of him.
Car outside.
Good start for Ed Pompa up here. Brad Smith, we get to the bottom of him. This time we pass him clean.
Outside.
Now we get to the bottom of Ed Pompa down here into turns 3 and 4. Now to the bottom of Alex Clubb, and we're starting to get some momentum underneath the hood. The ponies are starting to kick.
Stay low. Clear high.
As we head down the front stretch, right behind Cody Dennison.
Outside now.
And we get to the bottom of him there. Almost some contact. Managed to hold on to the car though.
Stay low.
Coming out of 2. And coming down the front stretch. Big battle here between Cody Dennison and Eloy Falcone. Down the front stretch. Get a little bit of 3 wide action there for a second. And I know my car's kind of good down here on the bottom. I can hold it wide open, but right there, the air kind of gets chopped off my nose, or at least that's what I thought happened. I'm not sure if the physics are that in depth.
Still there.
But I was not able to carry full speed through the corner.
All clear.
We're still stuck behind the 2 and 9 down the front stretch here. Seriously halting my progress up through the field. And once again, the car pushes up very, very tight through turns 1 and 2, get completely up the racetrack.
1 outside. Clear up top.
Do end up not making any contact with them, though. Surprisingly. And now we're starting to get a little bit of draft from the number 9 car, cutting down to the bottom, seeing if I can make any sort of move down there, but really nothing's going to be available for me. Once again, try to send it down there.
Car outside.
This time it sticks a little bit better, but once again, just pushing up off the bottom. The car seems so tight despite being on the 25% loose setup. Not able to carry as much speed as I want to through the corner when there's 2 cars above me. And Sebastian Falcone pulls the undercut underneath the 9 car, and we get a little bit of tow through and past the number 9 car. Now we're able to make up a little bit of ground on the bottom of the racetrack behind Sebastian Falcone.
1 outside.
Down into 3 and 4. That's where we make up our most amount of time, and we end up sliding past the number 2 car. Funnily enough, it was the exact opposite in practice and qualifying, despite being on the same setup. 1 and 2 were my best corners. 3 and 4 I had to let off just a bit, just like Charlotte, but a little bit better, obviously, since we're able to actually move through the pack a little bit better. As we almost make contact with Caleb Costner, running him up the track a little bit, and we get passed on the inside by Sebastian Falcone. Nice little battle going on between us here. And once again, 3 and 4 is the place where I make up the most ground, so we make it by the 93 car. Still side by side with Sebastian Falcone, having a solid top 15 run. Trying to shut off as much space as I can between the 93 and myself. And I guess that unsettled him because he ends up going around and hard into the wall. The first AI caution since I think...
Here's what we're looking to do this time. top. What do you think?
I think that was the first AI caution since Talladega, despite not having it changed at all. So that brings out the yellow flag. We do pit only half a can because that's, or one full can because that's really all we need. Half a can would only get me 12 laps, and that would barely get me to the end. So I could pull the risky there and get out in front of a few more cars, but it's really not worth it, I don't think. Running out, like, Michigan's basically a wide open track. I do not trust my engine to hold up in the draft behind a couple of guys if we get to a couple late restarts. But we do make up a couple places. We're almost inside the top 10. We restart 11th. So we did end up gaining about 4 spots on the pit cycle. We get to the bottom of Brad Smith for the 11th spot, and then we get to the bottom of Sebastian Falcone. We make it up inside the top 10 for the first time since Kansas, I think. And we come down the front stretch here. We got the guys on 4 tires just scything up through the middle of us here. That's Brendan Queen and William Sawalich. I tried to hold it there on the top side, but it ended up pushing up just a little bit. But we get a big run out of turn number 2, nonetheless able to get right up to the rear end of William Sawalich, and we go to the bottom. These restarts are so electrifying. This is one of the game's strong suits by far. We're able to send it super far into the corner, but I don't really want to make contact with the 55 there, so had to let off just a little bit. Brendan Queen getting by on the top side. We're able to clear the 46 of Tad Moffitt, but he gets to my outside down the front stretch. And all of a sudden, we're once again battling for a spot outside the top 10. We're in 12th all of a sudden because the 18 took the spot.
Stay low.
But there's a couple of cars in front of us that I know that I can pass pretty easily for a top 10 here. So Jason Kitzmiller gets by on the top side, able to finally clear down into the corner. We go to the outside of Jason into 3 and 4. Tyler Wright falling back just a little bit. We head to the top side, 3 wide on the outside. The run is not quite there, but we switch back to the inside of Tyler Reif, and now we get some run down the front stretch. Getting a little bit of draft from Isabella Robusto.
Stay low. Clear high.
As we head down into 1 and 2. We get to the bottom of the 55.
Clear up top.
Barely clear into the top 10. And all of a sudden, we got one going around. William Sawalich into the wall. And bang, right in front of me. Nothing I could do. I thought he was going to stay on the top, so I just kind of kept my line there. But surprisingly, despite having the entire front end knocked in, we get no aero damage because it happened after the caution came out. So massive there for me, because this is a very aero-sensitive track, and like I said, the engine is still not great. It's still on level 4, but it's like, I don't know where it's at. I can't remember if it was at 100% or not, but it doesn't seem to be driving as well as it did at Kansas.
Outside door.
Whew, excuse me.
Clear inside.
But on the restart, we make up some ground once again in turns 3 and 4. We're up to 9th now behind Greg Van Alst in the 35, who we've had a couple battles with over the past couple of races. We head back to the 2 to go. Amber Balkan pushing us hard down into turns 1 and 2. We try to send it on the inside of Greg Van Alst, but not going to work out completely. And Amber Balkan shooting by us on the inside. I'm starting to see a top 10 slip away here as the 73 is able to get to my outside.
Stay low.
Probably should have just stayed on the top there, to be honest with you, but we stay in the middle. Make up a bunch of ground on the 35, send it to the top side of Amber Balkan. We clear the 35 for the 9th spot. And coming back to the checkered flag, we stay there, a 9th position. Once again, a good result on the 1.5-mile tracks, not too shabby at all. And Brendan Queen, once again, dominates, and he had to come through the pack a little bit there. There's the rest of your top 5. Second straight 6th place finish for Will Kimmel. How about that for that team? Pretty damn cool. And there's the rest of your top 20. Ed Pompa with a solid 12th place, as well as Alex Clubb with an 11. Both really good runs there for those 2 guys. And here's a replay, the replay of the race. There's a little bit of 3 wide action underneath the 76 of Cole Raz and the 48 of Brad Smith. Make it by both of them. Getting a little bit of help from Brad Smith down here into turn 3. We clear way out front of the both of them. Get to the bottom here of Alex Clubb down the front stretch. Great runs there. And we had a great little battle here all the way down the front stretch for a couple of laps between myself, Cody Dennison, and Sebastian Falcone. And still trying to figure out what will make my setup better on the 1.5 miles, because I feel like the car has so much speed on them, other than Charlotte so far, but I'm just not able to get it onto the bottom of the corners. But, you know, maybe that's a sign that I should just be running higher up on the racetrack. I don't know. But, great little battle here following the 9 down the front stretch. And then here is us getting by the number 9, using the draft to our advantage down the front stretch here, just following in the footsteps of the 2 car. And that helps us get by the 9 of Cody Dennison for the 16th spot, I believe. You can see right there, the car just does not want to wrap the bottom at all. This is coming down the front stretch, getting a big push from the 2 car. Maybe a little bit too big of a push, because we send it down here and just have too much momentum to carry it all the way through the corner. Push up the racetrack, we get sent 3 wide by the 2 car. And this is coming back down the front stretch the next lap, side by side with the 93. I thought I had something to do with this, to be honest with you. I didn't know where he was, I just knew he was on the top, but no, he just loses it by himself. Caleb Costner into the wall. It's a shame, he had a really good run going. And this is the absolutely insane restart up through the field, 3 and 4 wide, absolutely everywhere. Bunch of guys running into each other up front. And down here, there's the 28 getting to our inside, and the 18. They're both going to go through on their fresher tires, try and scythe back up through the field. Didn't realize how far Greg Van Ulst started up there, but he got stuck on the bottom and kind of got freight trained by a bunch of guys up front. There it is, the big send there. That's turn number 4. And then this is the last caution as the 18 car just loses it all by himself into the wall, stays up there, and then all of a sudden gets turned right into our path. Big contact there. That didn't end up affecting us too much, though. Thank goodness. And we managed to come out of the day with a top 10, despite the entire front end of our car looking like a crushed soda can. We get 200 and 200 for lap speed and clean racing, a top 10 for even more rep. And for like only the second time this season, we get like only good compliments from the people. So Will Kimmel, who finished ahead of me, and Tyler Reif, the winner of Phoenix, has been on a pretty good run as of late in this season. I think he's top 5, top 6 in points. So we end up getting a Dale Jr. download thing, which I'll let play.
Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. at the Dale Jr. Download with TJ Majors, my co-host, and there's some tough news coming out of the garage today, TJ.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have a race team that is shutting down.
Yeah, that's something that happens from time to time in our sport. Finances get tough, sponsors may leave, make things difficult for the team to continue, but it does provide opportunity because for the other teams, they can then go to this program and, you know, it's really kind of a grab bag of good parts, and a lot of this stuff's hard to come by. Transmissions, engines, suspension stuff, even the chassis themselves. All of this stuff will be on the market for pennies on the dollar, and the teams will be all out there trying to figure out if any of that stuff would be beneficial to them. So it's an opportunity for some of the other teams to try to get better.
Yeah, for sure. This can change the landscape of a race team season.
I wonder if you can tell where this is going.
We'll see who acquires these parts and pieces from this team that's shutting down, and whether they can take advantage of that and get some more mileage out of those pieces.
Well, of course it's going to be us. Hidden Gems Motorsports receives the most amount of parts. And, yeah, that's pretty much where we are right now. Only 2 races in this episode. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. And we take the rep here because the rep is going to be way more needed in the long run, I think, because I'm not spending a ton of money. But yeah, once again, open to constructive criticism on the series, how you want it to be done. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We accrue a new sponsor and finish in the top 10. See you in the next one. Peace.